a client has made enough money, like, because here's the thing, financial planning wise, they're thinking about, is this pool of money life changing for me? Is it hitting certain goals? Is it hitting my retirement? But what if that money, Jeff, that pool of money is so large that they've accomplished their goals 3 times over? Okay. And so they'll just take some portion of it, like, I don't care, Alfred. Like, honestly, like, even after taxes, like, we're good.
I'm good. Yeah.
And they just sell it anyway because they are able to say, you know what, I can pick the price I want. I see it right now. I'm just going to execute and secure. I'm like,
That's
yeah,
right.
right.
And we love that. And I think it's funny, both of our businesses is in optimizing for clients. At the same time, it's a load off everyone's mind when you feel like you don't have to optimize. And in many ways, they've already optimized, right? They've put in the time, they put in the work, they've gotten to a price. We don't want to force it, right? What we're here to do is to make these processes simpler for the folks who actually want to pursue them. And that's where I think the next few strategies come in. We've got a couple more here that I think of as mainstream strategies that are typically implemented at the financial advisor level or the individual client level, as opposed to with a more complex tax strategy firm like Valur. So do you want to talk through how you think about tax loss harvesting?
Yeah, especially with a year like 2022, and this is when I say tax loss harvesting, this is from like a ETF mutual fund level where you can't quite get very deep into where you harvest. So I just think, a client can easily say, well, yeah, 2022, a lot of the recent purchases that I made are down. I can swap that into something else. We might help them do some selection, or we do it for them. And just to offset some of the gains that they've either already sold or are planning to sell.
Yeah. Is this something that clients typically come to you asking about, or is this something that's part of your typical flows?
It's a part of a flow to say, okay, we've decided to maybe just sell some portion, but in tandem, we might very quickly look and say, well, in this part of the portfolio, you do have some of these losses, or maybe they have a winner here, but they had a loser a few years ago and they just never did anything with. We said it's time to rebalance that and get that out. And so we do that. I would say it's not that often that clients are coming to us and say, well, why don't we tax loss harvest where I just sell? I think it's a conversation of, as they're just selling potentially or having these gains, we could very easily do some quick tax loss harvesting to offset some of that gain.
Yeah, that's right. There's a lot that goes into this, but one reason why tax loss harvesting, I think, one, is very common, and two, has achieved, I think, a little bit of a breakthrough over the last 15 years with the general public, is that it actually isn't like the actual carrying out of tax loss harvesting is mildly complicated, right? There are a bunch of robo-advisors that try to do it automatically. You all do it manually. It's not something that I'm going to try to do on my own, really, even though I'm reasonably sophisticated. At the same time, the concept is simple, right? Yeah. Hey, something's down, let's harvest a loss, and we'll bank it. We'll have it to offset gains. That's great. Really easy. You can do it, like you said, at any moment, right? You've achieved some growth. Well, now the market's had a pullback. Let's just harvest some losses. And it seems like something that doesn't require a ton of thought for people, which is good. The next level of complexity, which is in many ways a version or something that enables more aggressive tax loss harvesting, is direct indexing. The idea here being just that if you, instead of owning an ETF or the whole market and loss harvesting by selling that ETF or mutual fund when the price goes down, well, what if instead you owned some subset or even every individual stock in that index, and in a given year, maybe 60% of them go up and the overall index is up, but there are a few small or even significant losers. You can more granularly target those losers to realize gains.